lot of exotic fruit or dry fruit. There are many traditions actually, mostly for kids. One that we have on the 6th of January is that we have the kings, that the three kings that they come by boat in a city, and they go in the city. Yeah, it's amazing. They walk through the city, and then it's like a carnival, like similar like carnival, with a lot of people dancing on the street. It's amazing.
For the holidays this year, I'm actually focusing on making some new traditions. So throughout my travels, I've been visiting family across the country that I haven't had the opportunity to see in some time, or some of them I haven't ever visited before in their own homes. And so I'll be seeing some family for this Christmas that I haven't seen in years. So, and I'm looking forward to not having to deal with snow this year.
And then for traditions, I'm pretty basic when it comes to Christmas. Just spend time with family. That's really it. Just hang out, eat food. Every year I try to make a new dessert. So last year I made these like taco. It was like little mini taco shells that were covered with cinnamon. And then it had like apples, like fried apples and like cream cheese. And then this year I'm gonna try and do like a peach cobbler or something.
Unlike Eileen, I wish I was traveling somewhere cold because I kill for some snow and some cold. It's so hot here. It's just too hot. We don't really have, Christmas and Thanksgiving isn't really interesting at my house. For some reason, the one thing that I've done every year, it's this thing that my friends and me do. It's this excuse that we use to buy expensive yet ridiculously delicious cake. It puts a huge dent in our wallet, but then we pat ourselves and tell it's delicious cake, so let be, and we eat it. We sort of gorge on it, and it's that one time every year. It doesn't matter even if it's expensive. But I love that. That feeling of like all of us crowding in front of this cake, just gorging on it. It's fun. We have this chain bakery here. They make really soft, delicious cake, but it's really expensive. So it's hard. It makes me really guilty if I buy it like sometime else during the year. But for Christmas, it's fine for some reason. So, and we always buy this double chocolate mocha cake. It is, I cannot describe how delicious it is. It is just delicious.
My great grandmother and I used to watch, I know it's not a Christmas movie, but we used to watch The Sound of Music every Christmas because that was like one of her favorite movies. So since she passed away like 5 years ago, my mom, sister, and I have like kept that up as like our tradition. And she used to make mac and cheese and fried potatoes, and we set up her old Christmas village on the table.
My husband's grandfather was also in the Navy. He was a captain. And in England, he brought over, he loved the tradition of Christmas tea that he started. And so he brought that over to his family. And my husband and I do it as well now. So we have like people over for Christmas tea, and we have like different gifts and cookies and charcuterie board, and we read like a Christmas story and sing a carol together. So it's been super, super fun.
For traditions, a few years back, I started a new one. I started making cookies for our local police department and fire department. So I bake those and take them over. Probably do that this weekend. And then also watching A Christmas Story. I've done that for probably the past 10, 15 years. And just to have that laughter at this time sometimes is helpful.
Mine has got to be my Christmas cookies. So I brought a couple here. Got some gingerbread.
So cute.
And then these are cherry winks. It's an old family recipe that we just make every year. We've got like cornflakes on them and all kinds of good stuff. But I look forward to that every year.
So actually, like Gauri, we don't celebrate Christmas here, but it's a lovely excuse to get together and eat a lot of food. Same with me. Actually, I do want to start a new tradition. My mom loves chestnuts. and I never take her because I just think it's so cheesy, but I will be taking her from now on, and I'm going to learn how to roast them just for her, just because she loves them.
In terms of holiday traditions, so my family is from Iceland, and they actually celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Is a little bit bigger than Christmas there. So we celebrate on Christmas Eve, and I've learned since to make a cake. There's like a pear cake that my grandmother has always made, and it's the best thing that I've ever had, with like a cinnamon frosting and pears and like a yellow sponge cake underneath, and it is so good. So I got the recipe so that I can continue making that, which I'm very excited to make this year.
Actually, we do travel back home in Christmas vacation, but this year and last year due to pandemic, we didn't do that. So I am like really feeling homesick. But then we will catch up with friends, have a lot of fun with them. That's the plan.
Well, one big tradition is the fact that my family is multicultural. So what we do is a lot of food from scratch. So a lot of soul food and a lot of Mexican food from scratch. And it's a lot of us. So many nieces and nephews and cousins, so many of us. Two traditions that I decided to implement on my own with my family is we do use the holidays to reflect. So whether we reflect on our own accomplishments, or we also share words of encouragement to our loved ones, whether it's our children, my significant other, things like that. We just like to share that conversation amongst each other, just to let each of us know that we're appreciated. The last thing I started in 2013 when my kids were young was giving back, whether they donate, clothes or items they don't use anymore. We go out, to give back in some other way. I just wanted to make sure that they knew that the holidays was not about just receiving. So the fact that I'm doing this shadow work has kind of given me a different perspective, learning a lot of the mannerisms and the things that have happened in my family that are not acceptable to me. It's made me see the holidays in a different way. I'm learning, and Arrow has been a big contribution to that. So I appreciate you, Michael and Kelly, for what you guys have put together. The service that we're providing is major. It's bigger than just us. So
like others on the call, we do use it as a pretty good excuse to get together, enjoy the time off from work. A lot of times you're just trying to get rid of some PTO anyway. So with the holidays off from work and the PTO, we enjoy it just as much as everyone else. So if I did have to choose a holiday or Christmas tradition, it would be definitely food. So when we do get together, we have some great cooks in our family, and not so much me, but everybody else. So I sit around and eat the food. Mostly for everyone on the call, I guess for us, it would be cookies, big time cookies. We have some Italians in our family who make amazing cookies, Italian cookies. They're like all different types. So I like to eat all of those. That's my big thing at Christmas. Yeah, and having the Italian cookies and pastries is just unbelievable, because they always make way too many, like way far overboard, which works for me because I just eat and eat and eat and don't worry about it.
This is my first Christmas in America. But one tradition that we used to follow, we used to have this secret Santa concept among our friends. We share gifts, we don't reveal our names, and at the end it is like some fun among our friends, close friends.
Saying that I'm going to get a gift and say, okay, Santa's going to give me a gift, so I gift myself. That's one. And I do ask my family members to surprise me, so give me gifts. Nowadays, we've started like making cakes at home, so we want to do that. And so this time of the year, I'm planning to make a plum cake. So let's see if it comes out well. I'll share the picture to all of you.
I never really enjoyed Christmas in my entire life. Only when I had children did I even start to understand Christmas, because I had a terrible childhood as it related to Christmas. So I understand it. So when I see Christmas or holiday greetings or season endings of years, or what they practice in India versus Bangladesh versus Africa, or the cookies in Milan, I can tell you that I lived in Milan. I lived in all these places that a lot of people mention. I'd make it a habit to move to a different place all the time. You're having to build your family, build your business, build your new self, find your therapies. So many hierarchies occurring at the same time. And what you're learning to do is become omnidirectional in everything you do. You get all those tentacles to start blending in and make sense. So all of these different areas are functioning for you. Keep that up, ladies. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, end of year. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. We appreciate it all. Thank you all.
I come from Ethiopia, so originally. So a lot of our like traditional stuff is mixed in with like American style Christmases. So we still do a big like Ethiopian coffee ceremony every Christmas Eve. They like bring the beans and they roast them in like our traditional like ceramic ware that they've all brought from Ethiopia. We roast the coffee, we burn incense, like frankincense and myrrh, like the actual stones. And then we pop popcorn over an open fire, and that's what we do to like kind of tie in our traditional stuff with like American Christmas versions.
So one tradition that I would like to say that I look forward to every year is with my family. My mom, she actually has a catering business, so she cooks for a living. So for her, she likes to take a break from all of that cooking, and we go out for Thai food, which is my favorite food in the world. And we end up going to a church service in downtown Columbus where there's this full choir that's up in the rafters of this big cathedral church. And it's weird because you can't like turn around and watch them. So you kind of just like have to enjoy them, not being able to watch them perform. I wish you could just turn the whole pews around and enjoy the music, but there is something so beautiful and so angelic that goes into seeing that. For me, that's sort of what brings to life the holiday season. Enjoy your holiday. Take the time you need to unwind and reset for next year.
Be safe.
Yes, and be safe.
Bye.
Bless you all.